Hello and welcome to the Dish with Dash podcast. I'm Dash, and today we're just going to be talking about the channel and the future of it, and also some Tears of the Kingdom stuff. So let's get into it. So I guess I'll start by talking about the channel right now. So the channel has grown to 94 subscribers, which is great, and I'm not sure what to post on it next. Because I was going to try and do more Splatoon content, and I've found that it's a very competitive market, let's say. There's a lot of people making Splatoon content still, the game's still being updated. So I'm thinking of shifting my focus a bit more to Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade stuff, since that stuff does better on my channel, and also people seem to like it based on one of the polls I did for the community tab section. So yeah, I hope you like more Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade content, and then I might even focus even more on one of those sections, depending what people want, because those are games I also really enjoy. So I hope people like the future of this channel, and they also like the content I'm uploading. And I'd also like to try some live streams. Probably after I get like 100 subscribers, I'll do some more live streams, so that should be fun. And I don't know. There's a lot of other content. Like, I feel like there's so many different styles. I haven't found my style of video I'd like to make. You know, I've done Let's Plays. I've done some top 5 videos. In the past, I did reviews. And yeah, I don't know what to go to next. So I think I'll just be testing out some more things. Hey, maybe I'll even do like live streams as a more consistent thing. Maybe that will be my main focus, but I honestly don't know. So I'm just going to be testing out a lot more stuff on the channel, and I can't wait to see how people respond to it, and I'll see what, gets more views if you like that, and then I'll probably keep going with it. Because I also want to just, create stuff that I find fun and that, people will also like at the same time. I feel like that's kind of the point of YouTube, is you want to have fun doing, videos and stuff. You don't want to be locked into like a endless cycle of making content you don't want to. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll test out some more things. I think the one type of video I will stop doing, though, is uploading those Xenoblade clips, just mainly because I feel like the channel should be, more about having my personality instead of just uploading clips of like cutscenes and stuff to the channel, because like those aren't me. I mean, sure, they get like a lot of views. They do very well. Like, that is my most viewed video, is a Xenoblade clip from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed. But I feel like I'd like the channel more to have a personality. I don't want to just have this faceless channel, because I feel like if your channel has like a main character, take like, I don't know, Scott the Woz, for example, it adds a lot of personality to the channel, and it adds a lot more uniqueness, and you can do a lot more stuff with the content, I feel like. And one few more things here about the channel. Like, I'd be interested in shifting my content to, maybe I could go back to Lego. Like, here's the thing about the Lego videos. Now, some of them did pretty well, especially the Jabba's Palace video and the Crater Creeper video. But the main thing is here that I have about 100 of those videos unedited on some computer somewhere, and I don't know, I haven't edited them, so I might do it if people want more Lego content. That would probably be on a separate channel, however, because I wouldn't want to take away too much from the main channel, because I'm trying to focus more on gaming content, and then probably more like Nintendo games, because I don't know, I really like Nintendo games, and yeah, that's just what I want to keep doing. And I'd also be interested in testing out some well, of course I'm doing Dish with Dash podcast, but I'd be interested in testing out like a sort of Scott the Woz style video, just because, I mean, Scott the Woz, fantastic YouTuber. I look up to him. So much effort is put into his content, and I'd be interested in making one of those like sort of skit style mixed with gaming and commentary. It's very well done, so I'd be interested in making one of those in the future. But for now, I think I will just stick with, mainly the actual gaming. No face right now. I'll do a face reveal later. Maybe end of this year. I'll see. And then, yeah, I'll just keep going from there. I'll test out some new content. And yeah, if everyone enjoys it, then I'll keep doing it. And yeah, let's talk about Tears of the Kingdom now, because I said I was going to do that. So Tears of the Kingdom, I am right now grinding for Koroks. I am like at 600 Koroks, and I don't know. I just the reason. Okay, maybe I should take a step back. I'm just I don't know. I would like to have a kind of theme for each podcast, so I'm just gonna talk about Tears of the Kingdom right now. Anyway, I've been collecting the Koroks on about like 620 or something. And let me tell ya, it is not the most fun thing I've ever done, but I think it's kind of cool just to have that 100% complete like account with everything in the game. So I will be collecting all the Koroks, that's for sure. I did in Breath of the Wild. That was very painful. It's because they're all so similar, Like, if you've ever collected all the Koroks, like, there's so many that just feel so similar. And now, in Tears of the Kingdom, they added a few more puzzles for the Koroks. And I'm honestly not the biggest fan of the new puzzles, just because they feel a bit simple. Like, don't get me wrong, the ones in Breath of the Wild are very simple, like to lift the rock. Put the rock in the place that lines up with the other rocks, or go through the ring. But the ones in Tears of the Kingdom, like the one where you have to bring the Korok to his friend, they feel almost more similar, because like you don't have to go to really a new area, you just bring them there, and then yeah, you get 2 Korok seeds, which that's a cool addition. I like how you can get 2 Korok seeds now from one sort of puzzle, I guess. And then there's also the kind of dandelion, I don't know if that's the right word, like the flower one, so you hit the flower and then it goes flying off, and then you gotta go examine the flower and you get a Korok. Those ones are a little easy. Like, I get the Korok puzzles, they're meant to be easy, but they also added some bit more interesting, unique ones. Like, personally, I love the new puzzles where you have to attach stuff to this, like, kind of weight, and then you have to put so much weight on it that it just pops off. And those ones are really fun. I really like those. I think they offer a decent, fun puzzle that's pretty short, which I think is what Korok should be. And the reason the rock ones work pretty well is because they're usually hidden in places, so it's more about the journey and getting there. And then there's what else did they add? Oh yeah, they add these ones where you have to land on a target. Those ones are alright. I think they're just kind of a worse version of the ones where you had to go through the ring in Breath of the Wild, but they're not bad. I have noticed a decrease in a lot of other puzzles though. Like, they got rid of, I think they got rid of, I might be wrong here, but the ones where you had to throw a rock into some pit of water, I think they got rid of those, because probably Ultra Hand exists and that would be super easy. And in like, to replace that, it looks like they've added a lot more of the kind of green leaves puzzles, where you just go to the like certain spot and then you examine and then you get a Korok. So they're fine. The examine puzzles also now have like arrows pointing towards like a certain section. Like there's usually 3 arrows that all point to somewhere. You go in the middle and click examine, and yeah. Another returning puzzle is the bell puzzles from Breath of the Wild. I actually believe there's only one in the entire game with the Hyrule Castle bell, but now there's one for the school bell as well. I haven't done all the Koroks in the game, of course, so there could be another bell that I'm missing, but those are the 2 I've found so far. Another one they added was actually you step on the pedestal, and then you jump off a Sky Island, and you have to race this glowing light. And those ones are fine. I don't know. Not too strongly opinionated on them, honestly. But they are pretty fun, I guess. Like, they're unique, so can't argue with that. And they also had Ascend Korok puzzles, which I think, makes sense. You have a new ability. Just use it, like, I don't know. The block puzzles also from the first game return, but with a bit more challenge, since you can now rotate the pieces because of Ultra Hand. So I thought that was pretty good. And have I covered? I don't know. Have I covered all of them? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I might be missing one. Or a few. There's so many Korok puzzles. Oh yeah, there's ones where you now have to go on the side of a Sky Island and go onto the pedestal, and then you get a Korok. There's just so many Koroks, man. Like, it makes sense why it took them, 6 years for Tears of the Kingdom to come out. What a great game, though. Tears of the Kingdom, fantastic game. Would highly recommend. It's Nintendo's fastest selling game ever, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, pick it up if you haven't. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I just like Tears of the Kingdom. And also what I've been doing is the new duplication glitch that came out with 1.2.1 is it's much worse than the other duplication glitch, I will say. It's a lot slower. But the thing is, it's still a duplication glitch. It's still pretty decent. You still can duplicate items, which is always a good thing. So, it might be slower, but, you're still getting duplicated items. If you had to 100% this game without duplicating items, it would take, years if you wanted to get all the armor upgraded. Because some items are just super hard to get. Let's take Lionel, Saber Horns, Silver Lionel Saber Horns. They take a while to get, and you only get 1 per Lionel. And so, some of those Lionel parts and even Gleeok parts can be pretty hard to find. Actually, maybe Gleeok parts are harder to find, honestly. Gleeoks take forever to defeat. And I do have all the monster medals in the game for defeating, all the monsters. And those are pretty cool, I think. I like how there's more of them than Breath of the Wild. They're cool. Nothing, too special, but they're a nice thing. Tears of the Kingdom works in a way where it rewards you, but it doesn't really. So what I mean by that is it will give you a reward for doing something. So let's take getting every well location in the game. It gives you a snow globe. Now, that is a reward, but the snow globe does nothing. So it kind of rewards you for doing something, but not really. And then, another example of that is, of course, getting all 1,000 Koroks. Of course, you get Hestu's gift, which, just makes him dance. And that's about it. And there's even, for getting all the caves, all you get is a paraglider fabric, which, it's pretty cool, paraglider fabric, but it doesn't, change the game in any significant way. One of the really cool items, though, is the Yiga kind of rock attack, the Yiga smash that all the Blade Masters do. It's a really cool ability you can get in the Yiga hideout. And I thought that was honestly one of the coolest key items they could have given you. I wish there were kind of more of those abilities that actually changed the game in a significant way. Because we don't really see too many of those in Tears of the Kingdom. We mainly see items that just sit in your inventory and don't do anything. So it's more, in Tears of the Kingdom, it's more about the journey than the destination, I'd say. Like, even with Light Roots, of course, you're filling out the entire Depths map, but all you get for it is this metal that sits in your inventory and you can't do anything with it. It's just kind of more about filling out the map and more about exploring the depths than the final reward you get at the end of it, of exploring all the depths. So, yeah. And I think I'd like to talk a bit more about Tears of the Kingdom's it's kind of story and where the Zelda franchise might be headed. Because, like, it's tough. Because Tears of the Kingdom, I think, is the perfect ending for the Zelda franchise. And I kind of don't want them to make another game. Because I just think it works so well as an ending to the franchise. It's got everything, you know. It's got the great world from Breath of the Wild. It's got pretty good story. You can create whatever you want. You have like a bunch of stuff to do. It's an adventure. There's good puzzles. There's so much creativity. There's so much adventure to it. It is the Legend of Zelda game. And I just don't know what they would do to top that. I think it's very difficult. I mean, like, they could just make another Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess style game, you know, a more traditional 3D Zelda game. But, like, it's hard to go off of the hype of Tears of the Kingdom. Like, this is Nintendo's fastest selling game. It is probably their most hyped up game ever. And I guess they're still making Zelda games, so they have to somehow figure out a way to top this, even though it's also the second part in a greater story. So it's very difficult, in my opinion, to do something that's so much better than it. So here's kind of my idea for how to continue the Zelda franchise. I think the best way to do it is to start off with more remakes. People want remakes of Twilight Princess, or, well, not remakes, but like remasters of Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I think that's a great idea. Put those on Switch. On top of that, I want to see remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. This will help to build up the Zelda hype. And then, and also Skyward Sword's already on Switch, so I guess we're fine there. And then after that, release an epic adventure that's like a traditional 3D Zelda game, and it's got everything people want. But you have to build it up, because after Tears of the Kingdom, you have to have the greatest build-up of all time, basically. This game had, like, it's been delayed a couple times. It had a really great trailer and stuff, and people have been talking about it since 2019. So if they wanted to create another Zelda game, have that build-up again. Have more remasters so people go back and play those games, so they're ready to play another traditional 3D Zelda game instead of a open world Zelda game like Tears of the Kingdom. Also, on the topic of Zelda, Hyrule Warriors. I don't know if they're gonna make another, but I really like both of them and hope they would do something. I don't know, maybe another one, maybe not. Maybe Tears of the Kingdom, like, what would we call it? Hyrule Warriors, the Imprisoning War. How's that sound? That sounds pretty cool. And something I found very interesting with Tears of the Kingdom is the lack of DLC. Because, you know, the series producer said, yeah, we're not going to do DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. And I think that kind of makes sense. The only thing I would want to add is a master mode, because master mode added some cool things in Breath of the Wild that aren't even in Tears of the Kingdom. They added gold enemies, which can give you some really good rewards. And then they also added those floating platforms held up by Octoroks, and I really enjoyed those. I think those would even help with the theme of the sky that Tears of the Kingdom's trying to go for. So I think maybe if we could get one final update, I'd like just to see Master Mode. And one of the weird things they actually did for Tears of the Kingdom was that, they added amiibos, like, way after the game. They had them, like, I think it was November that they came out. And I have both of them right here, the Ganondorf and Zelda amiibos for Tears of the Kingdom. And it's just so weird. Like, you don't do another update, but you release amiibos, like, how many, like, a couple months after the game's released. It was just a strange thing to me. And the code is already in the game. Like, people already had amiibo cards made for it, so you could get the paraglider fabrics a lot faster. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see a Tears of the Kingdom update. I honestly think they've given up on patching duplication glitches, just because, like, people are going to find another one. People are always going to find another exploit in your game. That's just always how it works. It doesn't matter what game. It doesn't matter how perfect you think it is. People will always find a way to break the game and to find exploits that will help them. That's just how it is. Like, they can try and patch stuff, but it's not going to work. So I honestly think they've just given up on patching duplication glitches. So, yeah. Tears of the Kingdom, yeah. It is the Zelda game. So, let's hope the future of Zelda is looking good. I believe the series producer said that this is the future of Zelda, like this open world style. And I don't know. I don't know. It's very difficult to, create another game in the series that's open world, I feel like, right after the last one. Because you just have to... I feel like it, for one, feel too similar to Tears of the Kingdom. Like, some people complain that, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they feel too similar. It doesn't feel like a sequel, and there's not enough new changes. But yeah, I don't know what they would do, because if they kept, most of the mechanics the same, you can climb, there's stamina, there's weapon durability, and then you just, put a brand new map, would people like it the same? Because I think the reason Tears of the Kingdom works is there's so many additions to Breath of the Wild, and people already love Breath of the Wild, and this is what they expected, Like, it is the sequel to Breath of the Wild. The next game would not be a sequel. It would try to be its own new legend. So, I can't really see it working, honestly, for a future Zelda game. So, I can only hope that maybe we go back to just a regular 3D Zelda game. I think that would be pretty cool. And if they did that, I think, well, of course, with my remake hype idea, I think the Zelda series would be in a good place. And then maybe after that, you could finally make another open world Zelda game with a entirely brand new world and brand new characters and stuff. And one last thing before I end the podcast, I just want to talk about the Switch 2, actually. So I don't know, so Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom was like, what, a 6-year gap? How long do you think it'll be for the next Zelda game on the Switch 2 or whatever? I don't know, because it could be even longer, honestly. Like, Tears of the Kingdom is a huge game. If they try to top that, which is what, I've heard they might be trying to do with their open world Zelda game idea, I think That could be bad. Like, if we have to wait even longer, like, I don't know. I think the only way to fix that is just put remakes and stuff. Even like a new 2D Zelda game, I think would be really cool, because we haven't seen one of those in, oh, how long has it been since, like, what was it, A Link Between Worlds on 3DS, I think, right? Maybe. And I guess there was also, Cadence of Hyrule, but I don't really count that. But yeah, it would be a long time before the next one on the Switch 2. And the Switch 2, I really hope it's just backwards compatibility. That's honestly all I want for the console. Cause, okay, so here's my argument for backwards compatibility on the Switch 2. You have every Pikmin game on the Switch. Physically, too. You have every Xenoblade game that's canon. Yeah, X is not really canon. It's in its own universe, I'd say. And then you have tons of Zelda games. Almost all of them. I think, right? Yeah? No, you don't, actually. Never mind, we're missing quite a few. But you have a lot of Zelda games. And then, what's another series? You have every mainline Metroid game. You don't have all the Prime games, but you have Metroid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Switch. And I feel like if they just got rid of that, and you have to rebuy the whole series, I feel like that'd be so annoying. But we'll see what they do with the Switch 2. So, yeah. One last thing. Well, okay, final thing. I think, this is just a theory, a DishwithDash game theory. Okay, it's just game theory. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But anyway, here's my prediction for the Switch 2 starting lineup. I think we will see Metroid Prime 4, a new 3D Mario game, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. That is my ideal lineup, I think. Those would be the games. And it has shown that Xenoblade can sell well at a console's launch. For example, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the best-selling Xenoblade game ever. At, 3 million, I think? Yeah, 3 million. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.